All right, welcome to June. This is your new CLC recipe featuring the great cheeses that we have for this month. So tonight we're gonna make asparagus and Florette tarts. All right, now with your asparagus, to clean them up, first thing you wanna do is snap them. This is gonna tell you exactly where they wanna break. And then from there, I'm gonna take them and cut them all that same size. And then we're gonna blanch these before we use them. And all we're trying to do here is just set the color. So we only need to cook these for maybe 30 seconds. They're instantly turning bright green. As soon as we do that, see the color set, we're gonna throw it into an ice bath. So this way, I blanched it, I set the color, but it's not gonna cook any longer. And now we're gonna roll out our puff pastry. So you wanna keep this nice and cool. It is a dough in which they take butter and they call it laminating, where they fold and fold and fold to create these really, really thin layers of butter and flour. I like to keep the paper on because it makes it a little bit easier to move around. You can do my old standard and fold it in half, make a little crease in there, quickly unfold it so it doesn't stick together. And then you take a knife and fold it just like that, and cut it just like that. We're gonna make a nice little border around our puff pastry. So I don't wanna cut it all the way down. I just wanna cut about a 1/2 inch. And what that is doing, it's gonna divide the dough. So this part's gonna rise up and this part's gonna stay down. We're gonna take a fork and we're gonna just make little dots. And what that is doing is gonna make it so the steam has somewhere to escape when we bake this. It also makes it so this puff pastry, again, is gonna stay a little bit smaller while everything else will rise up. But kind of the great part about the CLC that we have this month is you can use any of the cheeses. So you can use the herb dauphinoise, you could use the fromage dauphinoise. I just personally like the goat cheese flavor. So I'm gonna do is thinly slice these. So when I put this down, it'll spread itself out when we cook it. Because these are nice, large asparagus, I'm actually gonna cut these in half a little bit. One of the reasons why is they'll lay a little bit flatter, just like this, one down just like this, perfect. And then what I'm gonna do is push these down. The reason I wanna do that is I wanna make sure they lay flat. I'm gonna make a little egg wash. So 1 egg, and we're just gonna whisk that up. So now we're just gonna brush the edges of our dough. You can you already gave yourself a border, so just follow that line. And if you're feeling a little creative, feeling a little different, you can easily throw everything spice seasoning on that crust. You could do sesame seeds, poppy seeds, kind of whatever you're feeling. Now it is oven time. So I have our oven preheated to 400 degrees, and we're gonna let these cook for about 15 to 20 minutes. Now we're gonna make our gremolata. One of the easiest recipes I can tell you how to make. Think of it like an Italian chimichurri. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take our parsley, I'm gonna roll it, and I'm just gonna nice thin slices of this. So I'm about to hit a little bit of that stem, and if I cut that small enough, no one's gonna be worse for the wear. We're gonna take that, put it in our bowl, and then we're gonna take our garlic. So anytime you're breaking up garlic, use the butt of your hand against the butt of the garlic, and they'll instantly start breaking open for you. I'm gonna take the side of my knife, and I'm gonna use my palm, and just crunch it a little bit, but it makes it so it peels nice and easy. I'm just gonna start thinly slicing it, and kind of do this rocking motion. So this is kind of like a nice little dance with a knife, and what it's doing is it's rocking up and down and cutting it a few different times. And then when you want it nice and small, I'm gonna use the side of my knife and then press and spread. This is how you get that really fine minced garlic. So our nice friend Mr. Garlic is gonna go hang out with Mr. Parsley. Next thing we're gonna do is I got a Meyer lemon, and I'm just gonna zest that lemon in there. And I wish we could somehow create smell-o-vision. Add a nice pinch of salt, fresh cracked pepper. I like it a little bit spicy, so I'm adding a touch of chili flake. If you don't like things spicy, you can absolutely skip this. Right now I'm gonna do a little bit of mixing. I'm gonna add in some nice extra virgin olive oil. So we're gonna slowly drizzle in our olive oil. The reason I don't wanna do too much is I want to maintain a proper texture. I want it to be like just beyond a well-dressed salad. So this is gonna make our pastry really, really pop and sing. I love adding radish to kind of savory things because what it does is it has a bit of a bite to it. It also has a good crunch to it. So we just only need a couple of these to kind of garnish our little treat today. I love pistachios because they have this great ability to add crunch and add flavor. I'm just gonna lightly chop these up because I don't want them to be whole, I don't want them to be too small, and I don't certainly want them to be perfect. While our pastry's cooking, we're gonna make a sunny side up egg. So I got our pan over medium heat. I'm starting this with a little bit of oil. Now we're gonna crack our egg. And notice how it doesn't like bubble up right away. It kind of is slowly cooking the egg. When you're making a sunny side up egg, you don't want to cook it too fast because you're trying to achieve is to get everything cooked, keep the yolk like runny, but you can't do it if you cook it too fast. So now I'm gonna even lower the heat a little bit more. All right, I'm gonna add a touch of butter. And you might think I'm crazy here, but what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna start basting my egg. And the reason I'm gonna do that is I wanna make sure all that white is cooked. I wanna get all that nice, beautiful butter flavor in there. And I do not wanna cook my yolk. So now I'm just gonna turn the heat off and let this residual heat keep this nice and warm. So as you can see, our puff pastry is risen. We have this nice mahogany color on the outside. Our cheese is nice, beautiful, creamy, and everything looks fantastic. So I'm gonna put these right here to rest for a bit. All right, so we're gonna do one regular one and one more of a breakfast one. For our breakfast one, we're gonna take our beautiful sunny side up egg, take a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper, and then take a little bit of our gremolata. Who says we can't put a little pistachio? And then a few of our beautiful radishes, just like so. And then for our non-breakfast one, we're just gonna do pretty much the same thing. I'm gonna put all of our radishes down, pistachios that look nice and beautiful, gremolata, a little more of our pecorino. For all of our Instagram fans, this is the moment. All right, thank you so much. I hope you found this recipe nice and easy. You can have the pastry cut, the cheese on there, the asparagus ready to rock, and then take it out and cook it as you need. And we'll see you next month.